Hello there, everyone. It's the Modern Day Nana. All right, we are going to put together a wreath today. This one really turned out beautifully, and it was all seriously from junk I had around the house. So I'll show you what I've got. You see what to look out for when you are out at the thrift store. Now, these old Christmas wreaths are great to have as a base for your wreath, whatever you're making. These leaves on this, vine, I got last year. I got a bunch of them. I could have gotten a bunch more, but I thought, well, I won't need them. Got them at Walmart, and I've got a bunch of pumpkins to show you too that I got last year on clearance for like 90% off. I mean, you know. So these are just, I kind of went around and collected all the things I thought would work. So these are flowers from different bouquets I've picked up. There might be some Dollar Tree stuff in there. There's definitely some of those really pretty mums were thrifted, and I just gathered the things I thought would work. Now here is my good old faithful last of my placemats, those wicker placemats. I have used those for so many things. I hope I can find some more soon before I run out. So I'm just using that placemat to add some embellishment. I got those pumpkins. I got 3 of them, I believe, last year at Hobby Lobby. They probably still have them, but you could get something similar. Now, these were in a box of miscellaneous flowers my daughter-in-law to be gave me, and those were pine cones I picked up at Hobby Lobby. This is a good time of year to pick those up. That was from the Dollar General last year. I might have gotten that for like 10 cents too at the end of the season because they will mark everything down. Then just put it in your stash and then you have things to work with. See, like I've got here. So we've got this wreath, and it's a good size one, but it's real thin, and that's nice. So you don't have, this big thing to start with that's got all these greenery branches. Um, these were just actually really nice. And I just started, at first I thought, well, I will wrap them around the grapevine wreath. Now see, there's already a natural hanger on the end of that nice neutral leaves. So I'm thinking at first, well, I'll just wrap it around, but then I thought, no, 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 no. What we need to do is we just need to wrap it around the front of it, just like make a wreath kind of on top of what the greenery wreath was, and then we can take some of those zip ties I showed you from the Dollar Tree and we can just zip tie it down. So I take one of the branch or vines, and I think, let's make it fuller. Plus I have like 10 of them, right? So kind of, if you have it, let's not keep it in a bag. Let's do something with it. And I go ahead and just kind of lay another one on top of what I've already got and kind of just get them situated in place. Then I open up my zip ties. These are great. Now these were pretty long. You wouldn't need anything this long. Afterward I was thinking I should have saved these for one of the wreaths coming up, because with this greenery, this Christmas wreath form, you can just use these sprigs to tie down everything because they're wire. But I wasn't thinking, and here he is. Here's Wilfred. He is the star of this show. He's got to be in the middle of it. So he is going to be appearing throughout, in and out of the wreath. This is his toy now. I'm trying to work around him. Big old bushy thing. Wilfred is a neighborhood cat that, if you don't know by now, we feed because the cat we had outside he would never let her eat. So I finally ended up feeding him. But he has a home. He actually has a collar. So we'll see what happens as the weather cools, if he hangs around or not. Well, so I got these tied down with the ties. And I had a few green leaves that weren't part of this more neutral tone, but I went ahead and stuck them in because, as you'll see, there's a little bit of green in the foliage I put on. Now, I kind of worked in like 3 or 5s as far as the flowers are concerned, and I didn't really make like a, oh, let's do a one-sided wreath. I did more of just a full flowering wreath. Now, see where I bent the stem? If you do that, then when you put your flower in, or whatever you're putting in, it will be more flush to the surface. It won't be, at an angle. So I go ahead and do that with all of them. See there? I do it again. And I just kind of space those out. I think I used 5 of those. And those were actually off a bush that also had orange flowers. Now see, I'm just pushing up those leaves. And you could take them off if you wanted, if you didn't want the green in it, if you just wanted it solely neutral, which I know is a great look. It's a really pretty look. Aren't these beautiful? Thrifted. And like I've said before, when you thrift your things, oftentimes you can get a nicer quality for a much cheaper price. All right, we're just working on here. Down here in the front, you can see some hydrangeas. They aren't the quality that some of the others are, but I like that because you can mix. Now those are nice. Those are a real nice quality. So I think I just put 3 of those in, and I just space them out around it. Just kind of do a 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 rule. So just do the same thing. Now see, I'm putting a little bit of hot glue. That way they'd probably stay anyway. I did end up putting this wreath inside, so there certainly would have stayed. But if you're going to have it outside, you want to make sure, your flowers aren't flying off in the wind. And just a little dab of glue like that on the end also makes it easy to pull apart if you, want to take it apart and do something else with it. And I think that's a really great way too. We don't have to just make a project and then never touch it again. We can tear it apart or tear things off of it that we want to use in something else and, upcycle it. I think that's a great way. So thrifting, yard sales, and shopping your house, right? Upcycling what you've got. So that's what I did here. I just pulled these off of different things I had and kind of made a pile of neutrals and went from there. So that one gave me a little bit of problem, but just be persistent. And like I said, you could just use the greenery in this wreath to tie everything down. But and I started with the ties, so I just kept with it. There I'm just showing you that I did kind of the rule of 3 or 5. So, and as you notice, I just feel like kind of monochromatic with using the same color, but just in different, different hues, different tones of the color. And I like that look. It makes it, I think it makes it look kind of rich, kind of more opulent. And, if that's a look you're going for. Now, I really thought my daughter might like this because she really likes the neutrals. And actually, I started this because she said, Mom, I need a wreath for my front door. But after I got it done, I knew it was way too much because not only does she like neutral things, she likes simple things. And this ended up being like over the top, but honestly, guys, this would cost a lot of money if you went and purchased it, like at Hobby Lobby even. So, take that in mind. And it was just stuff I had laying around. I just trimmed these off, and I really like just like a baby's breath, but they're not real. They're fake. And and I just kind of stuck them in as a filler flower. And again, just put a little bit of hot glue on there. Now see, I took those pumpkins too. They kind of have a sweatery feel. And I know you can get sweatery type pumpkins at Dollar Tree as well. They've got some super cute fall things that you could pick up there. So, and as I've said before, you can work with nicer items and then, some cheaper things, and it really mixes in well together. And you can come up with a really nice final product that looks really, I know I've said it before, but I can't think of a different word, luscious. Yes, that's right. I said it again, and I'm going to stick by it. So, because that's what this ends up looking like to me. You might have to cut off a little bit. Just do what you're thinking here. Now, if you were doing in like a straw wreath, a base of a straw wreath, see, I'm having a problem there. Then you might have to cut them a little shorter, that stem. I think I win in the end. But you can look back too, and once you get it finished, you can kind of step back and see where you need to kind of adjust things. So that's that's a good tactic to use. But yeah, this just ended up getting fuller and fuller, and I didn't care because I really liked it. So I ended up putting it in my front room. Yeah. So anyway, today is my 60th birthday. I cannot believe it, you guys. It's it has arrived, and I'm feeling good about it. So I'm just like embracing it and moving on. The kids have a great plan for me tonight. We're going out to a nice restaurant, and we are going to see Randy Travis at our local civic center, and his band. He has a guy singing for him, but he's there with his wife, and I'm sure they'll play all the hits, and it'll be really fun. It's somebody we listened to in the 80s and the 90s. And some of my kids have kind of stuck with the country music thing. I kind of had a phase. But so I really only have a handful of bands, and they're all from that era. But Randy Travis, yeah. So we're going to go do that. It's going to be awesome. Now, these were on something. They were on one of those bouquets of flowers or something I cut apart. So, start with your bigger items. Like I said, 3s or 5s, even 1, if it's like a big flower or a pumpkin or something like that, and then move from there and, kind of work on that. Do your 1, your 3, your 5, and put them together in that. And that seems to be more pleasing to the eye. I don't understand the science behind it. I don't need to, and if you don't have those numbers, do what looks best. Do what you like. As I've said before, it's your wreath, it's your project, it's going to be in your house. You're walking by it, and I walk by the stuff I make, and it makes me smile. And I think that is, I think that's the most important thing. So, here I get this. See, I just was like bound and determined to use some of this old placemat, and I'm just messing with it. I'm just going to take and kind of loop, just kind of loosely loop a few things throughout the wreath, and then I kind of make a makeshift bow. Now see, it's put together here, woven together here with string, so I have to do a little surgery on the placemat. There's Wilfred. He's gone and he's back trying to figure things out. Seeing what's happening. It's, we're coming to the end of our beautiful weather, but I mean, that's all right. We'll still have a good month or more. So I'll still be outside, the weather will eventually push me in. Oh boy, I'm telling you. Oh, excuse me. So, okay, well, here we are. I mean, this is what the video's about. The big orange cat. He's got He's just going to sit right down in the middle of everything. Oh, okay. So here I'm trying to make this, just kind of folding it up, making this makeshift, kind of real loose bow. Oh, and there's my little fall leaf I showed you, just as something cute, to put on kind of as a little focal point, because we don't actually have a focal point on the wreath. And I think there again too, that's nice to have something that draws your eye to it, whether that's like one statement piece, like a pumpkin or something you put on it. In this, well, I had to pull them off the table. In this case, yeah, it's just that cute little hello fall sign. And that's a great thing. I know people have been talking about Dollar Tree and their prices increasing and things like that. Go up to the Dollar General. I know you got one. I mean, hey, we are small town, mid-America, USA, and we hit the big time when we got the Dollar General. I mean, I did a happy dance because I'm really 10 miles away from anything significant to like get anything. So it was super great to have a Dollar General come in, and I try to frequent it and purchase things there because I want to keep it going. And they have some super duper cute home goods. I know I haven't bought anything, but I know over this past summer they had this adorable series Dolly Parton stuff. So just really, really cute stuff. So when you can pick things up, and I'm going to tell you, they have sales like after season, just like Walmart. They will mark their stuff down to like 10 cents. It probably got that little Hello Fall for a dime. So it's not bad when you can put stuff like that in your stash and have it and pull it out. Oh, I had to pick him up and take him off the table. I'm like, all right, Wilfred Brimley, get a move on here. So I ended up just trimming down all those long ties, and that's a little wonky. I kind of straightened it out, but I just wanted to give it a little, a little focal point with the that look of the leaf and the bow behind it. And I thought, I'm not going to put, he is not taking no for an answer. I didn't end up putting bows on several of the wreaths I made, and that's fine. You don't have to put a bow on everything, I have got ribbon galore. A lot of it I picked up for like 10 cents a roll or 50 cents a roll after the season. So, keep that in mind. But like I said, you don't have to put a ribbon on or a bow on everything. And this thing just turns out so pretty. Yeah, the tail's just right there in the middle, flipping around. Hey, you know what? It really matches the wreath, doesn't it? He's the perfect color. He's also kind of monochromatic, fitting into the color scheme. He's a really nice guy, and I really do. I mean, he does, obviously. He has a real home, so we're just kind of like, I guess, a step parents over here, He just comes over and sees us when he's hungry, because he's like 3 times bigger than the little gray girl that I feed. So, but he wasn't letting her eat, so I was finally like, dude, here, have your own food, okay? And I always feed her first. I don't know, it's a principle of the thing. And at first, he was like, I'm gonna knock her out of the way. And he learned, it's okay, you're gonna get some food, dude. Wait your turn. I don't know. I just thought, it's her place. She's gonna eat first, okay? She's queen, right? So. All right, I'm just a piddling and messing with this. I'm about to get it done, and this was just a nice project. And like I said, this would be pretty. I ended up putting it in the front room. Be beautiful for a front door. It'd be beautiful as a gift, And my daughter came over. I ended up making like 4 wreaths, which you're going to see in the future. And she might have even taken one that I didn't do anything to, that I just got at the thrift store. But I think she took one that was fall colors, because she's a redhead. She loves fall. So she does do color in that regard. But look how nicely everything's going together. Yeah, it worked out well. So I'm just putting the finishing touches. Now I'm going to show you this on an old door. Oh, that's just a little Spanish moss. You know, that gave me a little bit of problem. Because, you know, when you're sticking Spanish moss down, it's loose and it's airy, and then you try to stick something on it. So, whoo, look at the steam coming off of that glue. Woo! Anyway, I ended up sticking that little embellishment there to some actual leaves because, you know, I was trying to stick it down to the Spanish moss and it just kind of kept being airy. Oh, see, just a little. I got a teeny tiny bit on me. Not bad. I was so worried Wilfred is going to get in my hot glue gun. Ah. So I'm just letting that set. And then this old door came out of a house. My son-in-law went into a house. I'm not even sure the story behind it. They were going to tear it down, and he pulled out a bunch of old wooden doors that we actually ended up using in their wedding as a backdrop. And so this is just one of the old wooden doors that I end up sticking it on for you guys to see. But look how nicely, well, if you could see it, Wilfred, he's just like, you know what, you're in my spot, lady. There we go. Well, get a little closer view. All right. Okay. I think I can put not another thing on there, guys. I think this is all I can do. Not another spot for a thing. We didn't end up using the pine cones, but you know, like I said, get your junk together and see what you use. Now see the greenery underneath, but you can't see it. And that was just a great base that was, you know, cheap. I just go around it and make sure everything is secure and do a few more I'm like, get do a few more zip ties, you know, just to hold everything in place. What a cutie. He is adorable. So, yeah, you know, you got to get those zip ties just right or they just slide right off. You got to get the right side. But boy, weren't those a great invention? I mean, honestly, they save you a lot of grief. I save my twist ties and stuff like that too. I'm like, all right, Wilfred, let's go over and take a look at this. You can have your spot, all right, dude? He's like, wait a minute, where'd you go? Here, now look at this old door. I mean, the paint's coming off of it. Lord, it might even be lead paint, you guys, but it's outside. And you know, it doesn't even have a door handle. You see where the hole's at, but I think that looks cool. And like I said, I ended up putting it inside. So yeah, it was a great project. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back with another wreath. All right, this is the modern day Nana. Hope you guys will like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.